All right, welcome back to a new podcast episode with Grit Over Glam with your hosts, Yvi and Kat. You might notice the shift already. We're talking English from now on.
Yeah.
Both Evie and I kind of sort of disappeared from the universe of the podcast world. And usually, when that happens, that's when, we turn inward and really understand, hey, where are we heading with this? Like, we had the greatest time when we kicked it off, had great feedback. And we were like, well, but where do we really want to take this? And also, I feel like both you and I were like, okay, like we feel there's some change coming. There was some rumbling within our yeah, core, our hearts, our tummy, our minds. And we leaned in, which we're gonna like talk about today. And we thought we're coming back in English so that we really can talk to an international, intercultural, diverse group. And yeah, there's a huge passion project, heart project that we're gonna talk about today. But I feel like I want to throw the ball to Evie to really share the story of how the direction of our new project's gonna come about, or how it came about, and where we want to take it, and what you can expect on here from now on. How about that? Do you want to take it off?
Oh, of course, of course. Hi, hi, guys. Yeah, yeah. It's at first. Let's talk about. I think the birth of my mission before we both met,
Mm-hmm.
to understand it better, how it goes, how it works, and what's our mission today is. So, because as we later found out, it was so much similarity to your mission when we met.
Yeah.
So, one big thing how it grows was, I call it the weight of shame.
Mm.
For as long as I can remember, parts of me were questioned. I was told I was too much, too direct, too emotional, too heavy. My body, my softness, my feelings, my way of being, society did not honor them.
Mm.
So, what I learned to hide. I learned to cover the shame with performance, with louder energy, with being the one who could carry and to be the cheerleader for other people, to bring them in their best version. And I was a friend who could do, who could push through. And yes, it worked. People saw me. They applauded me for being strong, being loud, for being unstoppable. And but Kat, as you know, I'm a projector and
Yeah.
my energy is limited. And I long to be seen and honored for that, what I am and what I offer. And for my too thick body, I was never honored by society.
Mm.
So I tried to replace it with performance. And yes, I was successful. But what did I lose along the way? I lose myself. I lose my inner core, my essence, and at least also my humanity. And above all, my ability to be truly human with myself at first. I became louder and louder, more forceful, more energetic, because that was what people responded to in my life. But was it really my voice? So was it really my intuition? Was it my values, my mission to lose myself? No. No, to discover my core, my gentleness, and the deeper sound that was waiting inside me, today I know it, I had to become quiet at first. And when I didn't choose the stillness by myself, my body chose it for me. So I become weaker, sicker, forcing me to slow down to listen to the inner voice. And in that silence, I finally heard it. My true voice, I would say today. Not the voice of proving, not the voice of performance, not the voice of resonance, um, more the resonance from my mind and between my mind, my heart, and my soul, I can say, and the connection between them. It is a voice that does not strive, does not manipulate, as I knew it the years before, and does not shout out for recognition. It is a voice that simply is. So, and in being, it invites others into their own truth. in my work today. And this is also what Points of Humanity, our new brand, or well, it's not only a project, it's a brand we built. Um, that is what Points of Humanity is about for me. It is about remembering what everyone of us carries, these facets inside. Our grief, I don't know how it's really right. Our joy, our tenderness, our silence, also our
Mm,
dignity.
mm,
And when we honor them, when we dare to live them and bring them into relationship as we both do it,
mm-hmm.
we rise into our highest human potential.
Yeah,
And if we can do this together, then as a society, we still have a
yeah.
chance to move away from competition to collaboration, away from pressure and greed into generosity and trust,
Mm-hmm.
away from manipulation and abuse of power into dignity and pure humanity. So, Points of Humanity is my invitation, is our invitation, I think, to remember that nothing essential is missing.
Yeah,
Everything,
I really
yeah.
feel like that's like where we really connected, right? Like we had so much exchange in like personal messages, private messages around, hey, like what's really needed in the world, right? Like in relationships, personal relationships, professional relationships, leadership, women friendships, like in trainings we attended, like we were really thinking deeply around what are we actually learning as we're growing up and what is really mattering, and like I mean considering the state of the world, like what is really going wrong. And you touched on it, right? It's this putting up a mask, putting up a facade, when instead of really expressing our truth. And I mean, even before we hit record on this podcast, we just talked about the importance of honoring the truth of your human experience, and that it's okay and actually of disservice when we're not showing our truth, but that it takes time to really connect with it again, because as we're growing up, and I think this is really also like a universal truth, no matter where you look in the world, like it's we learn, oh no, put your mask on, like just perform. Like I think you haven't been alone with your story. And um so often like and like how did we even build connection? By deciding to really leaning into courage and more breaking the facade down and being like, hey, like I know we just ended this conversation on that tone or on that note, but honestly, here's how I'm really feeling. And in
Yeah.
moments like that is I feel like when you and I like connected. And so that is pretty much like our mission together, right? To like help people really connect with their human, vulnerable selves, to understand that feeling your feelings is normal, is important, is really
Yeah.
what gets you to connect to anybody else, most importantly to yourself, but then to other people too. It's not like by putting up a facade and being like, oh, I'm it now, right? Um,
Mm.
and really like I remember like when we first talked about like how do we want to like what do we feel like what should this brand be called. And I remember distinctly like how you were saying, well, there's so many different parts, so many different points that we experience life as humans, right? You're like, well, there's our consciousness, there's our emotions, there's our heart, there's our intuition. And so that I feel like is what we wanted to draw attention to, that there are so many different points, so many different,
Yeah.
well, you always say like resonance fields. I would say like maybe like energetic fields like that we resonate with or don't resonate with,
Yeah.
and that we want to really raise awareness around them, right? Like how do they feel? Like I mean, I don't know about you, but when I started this work, like when people said, well, how does it feel? I could maybe answer that. But when people said, well, and where do you feel this emotion in your body? Like that's where it ended. Like I had no idea. I'm like, here, I don't know. Right. So maybe do you want to talk a little bit about that? Like how important it is to understand your
Yeah.
human self in all layers of that human experience.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. There's one more important facet, I will say. It's the wisdom of your body. So the most of the human psychology talk about the mind, the body, and soul, simply. So, but I think it's more than this because the experiences with all the parts is important to reflect, because it's another thing if I feel a hate in my heart, for
Yeah,
example,
yeah.
I'm hateful, or I feel it in my back and I had get sick, or I had I don't know
At
the
pain.
word.
So like,
Yeah,
so
the pain, yes,
so
yes.
there's
So
a
the body gives us signs
yeah,
to reflect, not in every moment, but it's so important to take it as
like seriously,
yeah,
right?
to look at it and
So
to reflect it. Could it be, and where is the feeling now, or where can you feel it? Or I had one client. It's an example. She couldn't speak out her truth.
mhm,
Had it inside, she knows about it, but she can't speak it out because here in the throat there was the stock,
mhm.
and she it also was she feels about the breeze. She couldn't breathe
Couldn't breathe.
so
Okay.
deep,
Mm-hmm.
and so here was a stock, and it was so much hate in because of her biography and her
Mm-hmm.
story.
Mm-hmm.
And we at first we had to focus on the throat and on the feeling what's blocked here. And
Mm-hmm.
she wasn't allowed to talk about hate because it's not okay to be hateful.
Ah, yeah.
Oh, and she every time she put it down and put it down and put it down, and it became strong. It became hard like a stone.
Mm-hmm.
So, in our progress, with she could yeah, make it softer, I will say, softer, and find expression for the hate from when she was a child.
Yeah, yeah.
So it needs an expression,
Mm-hmm.
um, then and then it became softer, and she could breathe, and she get white had a white
Wider. Yeah.
white breast.
Yeah. It
Really,
opened up.
yeah,
Yeah.
yes,
I mean,
yeah.
like what I hear you say is like, a lot of times in the fields that like we're in professionally, like it's okay, how do you think you feel, right? And you can name that, maybe be like you consciously know what you want to say, but you
Mm,
don't know how to handle like the blockage, so to say. So what I
mm,
hear you say is like, if you have like a pain, like for example, if you have problems with getting a sore throat, like Halsby, right?
mhm,
Or you have back pain or so, like that's what you really like, where you really extend the invitation to get curious about and be like, okay, why is there pain in my back? Why is there pain in my throat? Like, how are these things connected? And like my
yeah,
thoughts with
yeah,
my
and
emotions,
sometimes it is an
physical.
organic thing
Yeah,
or a physical thing.
yeah.
I wouldn't say every pain we feel is
Okay.
a blocked feeling or
Uh-huh.
something like this. It's not generally like
Mm-hmm.
this. But in my experiences with my clients, and I worked with them right now 20 years,
Yeah.
and in all these years, I saw so many processes where it was important to get another view on the feelings or the pain, or sometimes it's so special when I ask, for example, my clients also, is it okay to stay on your left side or on your right side? And they think, oh, Evie, what's crazy? Nobody asked me this question.
Yeah.
But I do it every time when we look at a picture they paint, because I'm therapist of art, how you know, and I ask every time, and the focus on it, they show them, oh, you're right, the left I get cold, or
Mm,
I think, oh no, you had to go away a little bit.
mm,
And it's so important to make a decision uh, how near people could come to my body, to my
yeah.
to field, I will say. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because like the body stores the experiences, right? Like it's like, and I remember the story of the client you shared. Like she had an experience with something, oh, this is my left, with something that happened on the like to her left side, right? Like there was a traumatic experience she had, but she never connected, like I think the dots between that experience that happened years ago versus why she wasn't approachable on her left, right? Um, so yeah, so I feel like what you and I talk about so often is just taking every experience, every sentiment, every emotion, every feeling in your body, every thought you're having, any fear you're carrying, like anything, like take it seriously, right? Instead of just brushing over. I think both of us have been part of like personal and professional development programs where it was like, this is the formula, so just apply it, go for it, run with it, and just do it. And I think both of us, and I think that's something where we also connected through that we're like, well, hold on, like it didn't
Mm.
feel right for me. So like I don't want to like run with that formula. I want to stay true to who I am. And
Mhm.
so often nowadays we learn no, push through, like you have to go. if
Mm.
you if
Yeah,
you don't follow that formula, then you're lazy, something's wrong with you, right? So like all of these limiting beliefs that you talked about earlier, right, that like that held you back, that made you sick even, right? Like that get reintroduced to us when we're enrolled in growth programs. And I think that's something that we really want to make part of our mission together, to help you soften up, to be like, hey, you're a human being, most importantly, and you're so unique. And like, we want you to take yourself so seriously with everything that you bring, everything you've experienced in your story, and find your own way through it, right? To get really curious around. I mean, that's where I talk about the box, right? Like I say, everybody of us has one. Like it doesn't
yeah,
matter
of
what
course.
position you hold, what title you
Mhm.
hold. Um, Also, you leave it over and over and over and over again. Like you
Mhm.
will stop leaving your box when you're dead. Like that's when you stop. Like I mean,
Yeah.
you've witnessed me. Like I feel like every time we reconnect, I'm like, hey, found another box story.
Yeah,
It's
yeah, yeah,
actually you were the one. I remember like when we after we met in the training, like I remember we were having a Zoom call. Like I was still in Germany, but we connected via Zoom, and you're like, like I shared with you, here's what the box is all about, right? And then you're like, well, and also like remember there's like a back corner in the box, like, and that's something that like people are mostly like unaware of, or that takes time to really look at it. And honestly, like so it was through our communication too, as we talked about it, where I recognized, ooh, yeah, that's like it's there's so much depth to it, right? And
yeah,
I feel like that's where you and I want to put our, or where we've learned to put our expertises, like areas of expertise together, right? You're a therapist by trade, I'm a coach by trade. And so, like, we want to put our areas of expertise together and, yeah, just like help people in all areas of their lives. And
yeah.
I know we're going to talk about this more, but what we want to definitely put out there is we do not want to limit our work to just working with women, because every one of us is a human being, and every single one of us navigates life through their box, through their responses, on every layer of their system, right? Like, so just wanted to put that out there. But
Yeah. Yeah, because I think it's okay that there are coaches outside and therapists who focus on the to work with women.
oh
It's
yeah.
really important. In the institute where I'm the science leader, there's also there are groups for to power them up who are saved in a women's circle
Oh yeah.
because of their history they have.
Yeah.
Um, but when we talk about, we also ask us, oh, with what people we want to work with,
Yeah.
and oh, is it women? Is it women? No, we are standing for human, the
Yeah.
whole human.
Yeah.
So it
I mean, I
is
think
clear.
I think both of
So
us have worked with men before, right? I mean, like I come from manufacturing. Hint, it's filled with male like co colleagues and male fellow humans. And the other thing, what was I want to say? Oh, I know the one thing you and I also connected through was I think I shared with you when I spoke at like women's conferences. A lot of times the theme is like, oh yeah, and in order to like make our voice heard, like we have to stand up against our male colleagues and like against our male counterparts. And I personally don't know that that is really the way forward because then we're just like doing this again. We're bucking heads. We're having masculine energy collide with masculine energy. And that's, I really feel like we need to enter this dance of like, male, female energy. Both of like both species, I want to say, have it, right? Like
yeah,
I have male energy, but I'm a woman. So like there are areas in my life where it's more healthy to like be in my feminine energy, but there are also moments where it's like, nope, now it's time to step in the masculine energy and vice versa. Like from men, same thing, right? So yeah, just wanted to put that out there that
yeah,
we're here for
yeah,
everyone. Woohoo!
yeah, yeah. I have a short story
Yeah.
for to this. When I was a student, I worked in I don't know the word NGO. It was an NGO
Nonprofit.
for to help women,
Yeah.
especially when they had experiences with violence.
Yeah.
So I worked for them, and they were, I think, people there who worked there was 10 or 20 years older than me, and there were from the time where women had to be seen and go on the street and
Yeah.
sag mal, die Schilder hochhalten.
Yeah, like you were like going on protests and everything. They had
Yeah,
signs,
yeah, they
like posters
protest
for
for
women's
women, and
rights.
I love it that they do it.
Yeah.
I'm really grateful for it. But I think that the time is shifting the last years, and there's so many changes in the energy between women and men.
Mhm.
And I think it's not the time to do it like in the 50s or 60s.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, I love
So
that too. Yes. Sorry.
because there was a point where I had the feeling I had to help the men
Yes.
because they had to empower themselves and don't wash the dishes anytime because the wife had to make business, and it's okay when we make business. I'm not for the old thing only, but
Oh,
I think every people can make the decision for herself or himself how to live.
yeah.
So, and I want to empower human and to find their core, their truth, and not what the society is telling you
Yeah.
how it goes, how it works.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, I mean, when you think, I feel like, how do I say that? I mean, you know this, like it's giving things labels, like making up systems, making up
boxes.
boxes. It's helpful, right? Like it's helpful for
Yeah.
us, for our brain to make sense of things. I get it, 100%. But I think what both you and I do is um, invite in like a curiosity around, okay, that box exists, great. We can play in that. Like for some, I mean, I remember you said like, so, you said I call this my German pointy finger. I'll never forget, like I'll never completely get rid of it. But I remember you also shared, for some people it's really safe within the box. And I say that too, right? It's the comfort zone, right? But like I think it's important if we, and you've said this in the very beginning, like when we feel uneasy, when we feel like we're getting sick, when we feel frustrated, or in your case, bitter, like these are important signs to honor, important signs to acknowledge, and to really get curious around, well, is this really what I want to play within? Or do I want to take a step outside and maybe explore a little bit? And I think what's near and dear to both you and my heart is helping individuals find their individual pathway. And I want to talk about too that like just because we're empowering individuals to live their greatest life and really do the things they want to do in life, that doesn't mean that we create a world of egoistical people, like of people who just care about themselves. I don't know about you, well, I do know about you, but like I found that like the more we are fulfilled in our unique truth,
Yeah.
the more love, the more care, the more peace we feel inside of us. And the more
Mm.
of that we can give to the outside world. Because when we're fulfilled as individuals, we are also remembered of the goodness of our human heart. I mean, as kids, like we're no kid out there is born good or evil, right? Not no
No,
kid out
no,
there. It's
no,
just
no.
all of our life experiences either feed the good or the evil. And so the more we can activate the goodness inside of us, the more we're willing to give that out, the more we're willing to share that. Now, if I'm somebody that grew up in a very scarce family or always learned you got to work hard for like what you want to get, or you got to get ahead, you got to use your elbows, then that's all I know, right? So now it's
Yeah. Yeah.
easy to like go into the world and be like, oh, asshole. Or we're
Mm.
like, ooh, I wonder what's going on with him or her. Like,
Yeah.
what
Yeah.
did they experience,
Mm.
that shows that behavior.
Yeah. Yeah, because that's also parts of the points of humanity.
Mm-hmm.
um, to be like this because we are individuals, we have stories, we had experiences, and not humanity is not we put a white feather in our hair and dancing
Wait, it's not?
the
It's
fields. No,
not?
wake up! It's your wake up call now.
Oh,
No, but some people, when I talk about with them about humanity,
mm-hmm.
they only build a grateful flower picture, and that's
Easy
not
there.
what I mean. What yeah, what humanity means.
Yeah,
Humanity
tell me
also means
what does it mean?
I'm hateful. I'm sick. I'm angry about somebody or something. It's all part of us. It's all
Yeah.
in us.
Yeah.
So
So
it's
take
better
it as
to put yeah, to take it and acknowledge it and to accept that all the stuff is part of us.
yeah, and that
And then
it's
it's
information.
how it works is how we go in relationship with it in us, with the feelings, with the experiences, but also and we had so many conversations about it in our very short friendship. It's not a year since now. um, so, but we reflect every time when we make, ooh, there's the old pattern.
Yeah.
Oh, no, there's a story. I know it's not Kat about, but she triggers it in me. And now we talk about it. That's a
Yeah.
chance. Let's talk about it.
Well, yeah, FYI, like so on
Yeah.
so Evie and I had a really cool in-depth session on Saturday. I feel like giving an example would be good, right?
Yeah,
So
of course.
we I don't even know, like it was like 4 hours or something, right? We spent together and like getting the Instagram account ready, getting like thinking, okay, what do we want to do next and everything. And then we're like, okay, on Tuesday we're gonna record a new episode and we're gonna share with everybody what we're all about. And so in my head, right, I'm like, okay, perfect. So I can like put this project right to bed right now, and on Sunday I can focus on A, B, C, D, E, and then Monday same thing, and Tuesday it's this like points of humanity time again. So then my beloved friend Evie, she always said, I'm honestly I'm very grateful for that, and I feel very honored and blessed that I get like personal Evie podcasts in the morning usually. And so Sunday comes around, and of course, I wake up to like two voice messages from her, right? So she's like, yo, like one thing I remember was like to put up something about ourselves, like both you and I and our mission together on a website. And I'm like, sure. And she's like, so just check. I took something from your website and I'll put her, and I'm like, okay, I'll check. And so I write it like, okay, so mind you, right? Like first of all, I love, right, that we're both so on fire for this mission, right? Love that. But it also is very human that like we don't have just this like baby going on, right? We all have like other things going on. And so I felt torn, right? I'm like, oh my gosh, I want to jump on this, but also I need like some time to myself. And I'm talking to a friend. And so I shared with Evie before we hopped on the podcast today that I felt like so much pressure building up inside of me that I had to make do now on my homework, right? To like fill in something about my bio. Well, and like I said to her, I'm like, it's not you. Like you didn't put the pressure on me. It's an old pattern. It's an old story that got activated. It's a part of my box that was like, hey, Kat, somebody you respect, somebody like to me, a person of authority, even though we're doing this eye to eye level, to me, you are somebody of authority, right? You're like, hey, fill this in. So my box is like, oh my gosh, I need to make this a priority immediately. Well, that's not true, right? Like, first
No.
of all, nobody's dying if I don't write an updated bio about myself on the freaking website. And I love our website, right? But nobody, like, it's okay. Like, I can
Yeah.
fulfill all the other priorities. But that's what we mean. Like, we notice in our work together, both in our friendship, but also in our business relationship, where there are old stories, old boxes that we get to like work through now together. And what makes this possible, and that's why we also like one of the reasons why we said, okay, we need to join forces here is we both have this willingness to say, oh, darn it, my fault, or oh, this is my story, this isn't yours. Like I think both of us have been in relationships, not romantic relationships, but business relationships, or where groups connected after trainings or something, where there always was a top down
Yeah. Or
uh, energy.
mentors who said
Yeah,
that doesn't work. You can't be friends and you can't make good
right.
business. Bullshit. Sorry.
Right. And I think we both have been craving that, right? We both wanted that, like to find somebody that we could do this with. And
Yeah.
but I want to stress like what makes this possible is that we're both teachable, we're both coachable, and we not only are we as individuals both coachable, but we don't ever, I don't ever feel like we deliver feedback top down. We're always like, hey, eye to eye level, here's what I'm noticing. Check in if this is true. Like you always say, like, can you feel into that? Like, how does that sit with you?
Yeah.
And because I'm like a mind person, I'm usually like, hey, did you think about this? you know,
Yeah.
but it's respectfully.
That's a moment when I see, don't think about it, feel about it.
No, no, no. I love that. Everybody, write that down right now. Don't always
Yeah.
just think about it, but also feel about it. That
Yeah.
is amazing. Yes, I love that. Oh gosh. Okay, Evie,
Mhm.
do you want to talk about our first baby, first event? I want to say that we put out there, and I mean, yes, I'm in America, so I was gung ho about this right away. It's my favorite holiday, but really, I feel like you've been carrying this vision in your heart for so long. So take it
Yeah.
away and share what's going to happen.
Yeah, I will share it. Um, I think it was 1 month before we both met last year.
Okay.
Um, I had the vision to create an event round about Thanksgiving. And I will explain why. Because in the coaching scene and the therapist area, all talk about be thankful, be grateful for what you have. And if you manifest your vision, your mission, I don't know, your dreams, please feel it. And yeah, it works. I know it. But everybody talks about be thankful, be grateful.
Mhm.
And I thought, let's practice it. Let's make an event where we are grateful, thankful for the things we have and the things we become or we get
Become.
in
Mhm.
the future.
Mhm.
And yeah, and this was the first think about, and I thought it is the best time on Thanksgiving
Heck
to do it.
yeah. You don't need to
Yeah,
tell
yeah,
me.
yeah, yeah.
Let's
And
go.
I remember the breakfast. It was the last day of the event where we met.
Yeah.
We are sitting there at the table for breakfast, and I speak it out loud. And you, what? Yes, let's do it. Friendsgiving. We do a Friendsgiving event. Yeah,
Yeah.
and then it was born, and it is it goes in the back a little, for, yeah, for a couple of months
Yeah.
because other things were
Going
important
on. Hmm.
to do at first. And then I think 2 months ago, it came
Yeah.
back.
Yeah.
in our mind, and then we say, yeah, let's do it in an online event. At first, we plan it in presence, but
Yeah.
yeah,
One day.
it
One day.
doesn't work. One
I,
day we will do
I
it.
was gonna say I haven't given up on that we do it in person,
No, no, we
you
will do
know.
it. Yeah,
But
yeah,
I think it's a great start. And I also, I mean, one of the parts of our mission too is to show, hey, like just because we're on different continents doesn't mean that we can't, join forces
yeah,
and create something magical together. So yes, we're gonna have a Friendsgiving
yeah,
event online
yeah,
on well, ladies here, I know, like see it's actually see like I feel like the one thing we have to like adjust next year already is um the day where we do it, it's a Saturday. It's here, first day of hunting season. That's not a thing in Germany, I know, but it's November, oh my gosh, 29th.
29th, I think. Yeah,
Hang
I
tight, I
think
got it
29th.
right here. Yes, November 29th. It's a Saturday. It's going to be 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time or 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. German or MEZ time.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, and yes, that's the special thing. Also, the German people can feel
yes,
invited
yes.
because if there are some people who couldn't understand English so good, it's okay because we both speak also German.
Yeah, don't worry. That will
And don't
honestly,
worry.
I want to stress something because we had like other fellow German friends that have been like part of like events of mine before and like they were concerned. They're like, "Oh my gosh, like I don't know if I can speak English and if I understand
Mm,
everything." And you guys did fine and like you always do fine. Like to my fellow Germans, like you always like make yourself so much smaller, especially language wise than you are, you will do fine. And yeah, like Evie said, if there needs to be a
yeah,
translation, we'll supply it. Do not
yeah,
worry. The most
yeah,
important thing is that you bring your whole heart and that you feel and that you're ready to reflect. Because, girl, what are we going to do with them? What can they expect?
yeah. Yeah, we don't talk only about for what we are grateful or yeah, what we are
Yep. Grateful
thankful
for.
for, grateful.
Yep.
Um, yeah, we reflect. We reflect for what's happened this year, what want I to take with me for the next year, what I want to change. I will make a meditation for you,
Yeah.
and we talk about something about the science behind our work. I will say. Um, to understand it better, why we perhaps the example you have you made. My God, my English now
No,
it's going.
stop. Just because I
Um,
talked about it. Stop, stop, stop.
yeah, yeah. Now we talk about is where the feeling in your body is and so on, and I explain some of the science behind this,
Yeah.
and I think you will do about the talk about the energy levels and
Yeah,
something like
like how
this.
you can like you I think you're gonna connect a lot to like the wisdom of the body and I'll talk a lot also about the language you use to like talk to yourself, the words you're choosing. Like there's so much wisdom in that that reflects on how you experience life, right? Like and
Mhm.
really our intention is that you really see, okay, like this past year, for example, what are the moments that you've really fully been yourself? And what have been the moments where you maybe held a little back? And like, what do you want to start to like really chew on and let go of? And what are the things
Mhm.
you want to take with you into the next year? And of course, you guys, of course, we're going to look at the heart, right? So, like, what do you value? What excites you and energizes
Yeah.
you? What are your unique abilities that got you here that you might want to use to get you forward? And yeah, what's your mission? Like, what is your mission? Because
Yeah.
both you
Yeah.
and I know, that doing things driven by your mission, your heart mission, is just it's so life-giving. And that is really, I feel like, what we want for everybody that is in the room or, yeah, learns
Yeah.
from it.
I'm so excited.
I'm so excited too. We have
Yeah.
to make sure, Evie, we need to think about this. Like, because like Thanksgiving is such an important food event too, right? So like we like that's
Oh,
really something we need to think about, like what we could do for everybody that attends, like something we need to do to like create like supply food and goodies. Like we need to, that's something we need to
Okay.
plan on.
Okay, we talk about it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and I want to say one thing more about the point of humanity, but also about the first event, the first online event we
Yes.
both create. Um, it is a reminder, or yeah, that in honoring our own voice, our bounds, our worth, our dignity, we waken the song of humanity itself.
Yes.
So let's do it.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Grab your ticket. Grab your seat, you say,
Yes,
not your
please,
ticket.
please, please,
Grab
please.
your seat. Please, please,
Grab
please.
your tickets. Like I think we priced it at like $44.44. If you grab it, just be mindful. You'll see like the checkout page going to leave your box with Kat. But that was just like for simplicity reasons. So don't be confused. It's all good. And yeah, I honestly we still have to look into the number 4444 because like a
Yeah.
lot of us, like not a lot of us, as you know, in the past months, anytime I looked at the clock, it was like 4444. So
Mm.
that's when we were like, okay, what do we want to price this? We want to give it a special touch. So I
Yeah.
know it's an angel number, and I know
Yeah, it is. It
the
is.
event where we met at, my room number was 444. So yeah. So
Yeah.
if anybody here listens and you know about numerology, send us a
Yeah,
message.
I think it's something about the connection to the All One
Ah,
and to your spirit guides, I think. Yeah, but if there's an expert,
yeah,
please let us know.
hit us
Let us
up.
know.
Okay. Is there anything else you feel like that we should cover today that we didn't yet?
No,
No,
no, I don't know. I don't have English words now. They are off.
they're all gone. You're so funny.
They're all gone.
I used all my English. You're so
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah.
Um, okay, so
Um, Now, please let us know if you have some questions, if there's something you want to know about our work, our new brand, our
yes,
project, our events.
yes, please.
Because events. I
Oh, I
said
mean,
it out loud.
come on, anybody
They
that
will
knows us
come.
knows we're like unstoppable. So like we are
Yeah.
like not stopping after this one. So join us for this one, but we'll continue on. So like this is gonna be the kickoff. So be there. Let's make it magical. And yeah, like Evie said, if you have questions, requests, um, both for the event or for the podcast, like please drop them. Let us know, and we're just so excited to
Yeah.
remind all of us of our human experience, explore the different points of our humanity, and yeah, make the world, I don't even want to say a better place, but really make an impact in the world together.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
I'll zip it
Let's
and I'd
grow.
say, till next time,
Bye
bye.
bye.
Oh gosh, where's the stop button? Here we go.